Hello, everybody. My name is Arzu, and I welcome you all to this YouTube channel. So, the topic for today is transformation of sentences. Now, what it is all about? Now, when you are transforming a sentence into a complete different sentence, but still it do not changes the meaning of a sentence, that is known as transformation of a sentence. Now, before starting this topic, I wanted you all to know little bit about clauses. In my previous videos also, I have told you all about clauses, but I will repeat it again. So, clauses are of two types basically. Now, there are independent clauses and dependent clauses. So, an independent clause is a group of words that contain a subject and a verb and expresses a complete thought. So, it do not need any other clause or any other sentence with it to give some meaning. So, it is complete in itself. But when we talk about a dependent clause, it is a group of words that contain a subject and a verb, but still it does not express a complete thought, right? So what are clauses then? So the clauses are a group of words that contain a subject and a verb, right? Now when we are converting sentences containing the adverb to, now when we are converting a sentence which includes a word to, how do we do that? Now the first one, the news is too good to be true. Now there is a word to here. Now if you want to replace the word to without changing the meaning of the sentence, how will you do that? You will write, the news is so good that it cannot to be true, right? These mangoes are too cheap to be good. So you will write, these mangoes are so cheap that they cannot be good. Now the second one, which is interchange of the degree of comparison. Now when you wanted to change a positive sentence into a comparative sentence, how will you do that? Right? I am as stronger as him. So this is a positive sentence where a person is saying that I am as stronger as him. But if you want to make it a comparative sentence where we will compare two or more things with each other, how do we write it? He is not stronger than me. So here we are comparing that he is not stronger than me. Now let's see this example. This razor is not sharp as that one. Right, so it is saying that a razor is not sharp as the other one. But if you wanted to make it a comparative sentence, you will say that razor is sharper than this one. Now you can observe that the sentences which are comparative, they have a word than. So we use the word than to to depict the comparison. When we wanted to show that we are comparing two things, at that moment of time we will use the word than. Now the next one, which is interchange of active and passive voice. So when we are changing active sentence into a passive voice, how do we do that? Before that, I wanted you all to tell that an active, the active voice is used when the agent or the actor is to be made prominent. Actor in the sense the subject, right? And when you are using the passive voice, then the thing acted upon is to be made prominent. Now you will understand this nicely with an example. Now let's take an example that Rahul likes to play cricket, right? So Rahul is a subject here. So it is a so Rahul what did he do? He likes to play cricket. So cricket is the thing that Rahul likes to do, right? So this is an active that active voice sentence. But if you say that cricket is liked by Rahul, right, now you are giving prominence to the thing which the it not on the agent but on the thing we are talking about, which is cricket. So you will put cricket in the subject, so it will become a passive voice. Now you will get it more clarity with an example. Brutus stabbed Caesar. Now who stabbed whom? Brutus stabbed Caesar, right? Now Caesar is the object here, right? But when you make it passive, you will say Caesar was stabbed by Brutus. So I hope this one is clear. In active, the Brutus, which is the subject, is the prominent, and Caesar, which was the thing we are talking about, it will become in passive voice, it will become the subject. Now the next one, which is the people will make him president. So the people is the actor here, because the people will make him president, right? Now what is the passive voice? He will be made president by the people. Now he come in subject, right? So this is what I was talking about. Now the next one, which is interchange of affirmative and negative sentences. Now the affirmative sentences are few sentences which are these are some words, phrases or sentences that expresses the validity or truth of a basic assertion, or you can say a statement made by somebody, right? Whereas the negative sentences are the ones that states that something is false, and whenever we use the words like by adding the words not after the auxiliary, that is the helping verb, then it will form a negative sentence. Now how do we do that? Let's come up to this example. I was doubtful whether it was you. So it is an affirmative sentence, a statement made by someone that I was doubtful whether it was you or not. But if you wanted to complete it into to convert it into a negative sentence, you will say I was not sure that it was you. Now the word doubtful is converted into a word not sure. So both the things means the same, but still there is a difference in the type of the sentence, because the first one is an affirmative sentence and the second one became a negative sentence. Now the third example, which says old fools surpass all other fools in folly. Now there is no fool like an old fool. Now he is greater than me, and the negative would be I am not so greater as him. I hope this is clear to you all. Now the next one, which is interchange of interrogative and assertive sentences. Interrogative sentences are the question that that includes a question, are the interrogative sentences, whereas assertive sentences are the affirmative sentences that we have just talked about. Now let's come up to this example. Why waste time in reading trash? Right? Someone put up a question that why to waste time in reading trash. Now how do we convert this interrogative sentence into an assertive sentence? You'll say it is extremely foolish to waste time in reading trash. So you can see that both the meanings are same, but still these are two completely different types of sentences that we have used. Now the third one, were we sent into the world simply to make money, is the question put up by some person, right? Now we were not sent into the world simply to make money. So both means the same, but yet they are different. conversion of simple sentences to compound sentences. Now, what are compound sentences? So, a compound sentence is a sentence that has at least two independent clauses joined by a comma or a semicolon or a conjunction. And I have told you about the clauses which are independent and dependent clauses. So, what are compound sentences? That have two independent clauses, right? That have two independent clauses which are separated or joined by a comma or a semicolon or a conjunction. Now, what is a simple sentence? See, he must work hard to make up for the lost time. Now, if you wanted to convert it into a compound sentence, you have to break it into two independent clauses which are joined by a comma. He must work very hard and make up for the lost time. Now, we did not join them with the comma, but we have joined them with a conjunction which is and. So, what all we have to use to join them? A comma, a semicolon, and a conjunction. To his eternal disgrace, he betrayed his country. Now, what the compound sentence would be? He betrayed his country, and this was to his eternal disgrace. Now, he betrayed his country is also an independent clause, and this was to his eternal disgrace is also an independent clause. Now, conversion of compound sentences to simple sentences. Now, that means we are reading the vice versa of this topic, right? Now, let's read some examples. He finished his exercise, then a conjunction and is used, and then put away his books, right? How can you write it as a simple sentence? Having finished his exercise, comma, he put away his work. Now, if you can see that, read just this sentence, the sentence before comma. Having finished his exercise. Is that a complete sentence, or is this sentence giving the complete sense or the meaning? No, right? That means it is a dependent clause. Now, I think it is very much clear to you all that what is an independent and an dependent clause. So, having finished his exercise is not at all a complete sentence, and it do not give a meaning. But when you will connect it with this sentence, which is he put away his books, which is an independent clause, then this complete sentence gives some meaning. Whereas in the first sentence, which is a compound sentence, he finished his exercise is an independent clause. Put away his books is also an independent clause, because they both of them are giving meaning, right? So a compound sentence is a sentence that is a combination of two independent clauses. Now, the third one, which is not only did his father give him money, but his mother too, right? Now, if you wanted to convert it into a simple sentence, you will say, beside his father giving him money, his mother also did the same. Now, the next topic. Conversion of simple sentences to complex sentences. Now, before moving on, we need to know that what are complex sentences. Now, a complex sentence is a sentence that combines one independent clause with at least one dependent clause. So, what is the difference between a compound sentence and a complex sentence? A compound sentence have both independent clauses, whereas a complex sentence have one independent which is combined with one dependent clause. So it do not have two independent clauses, it have one independent and one dependent clause. Now let's come up to examples. First of all, read this. A simple sentence can be converted to a complex sentence by expanding a word or phrase into a subordinate clause. So in the beginning of the video, I have told you that a dependent clause is also known as subordinate clause. So by expanding the word of a subordinate clause, or you can say a dependent clause, you can convert a simple sentence into a complex sentence. Now how can you do that? The first example says he confessed his crime, which is a simple sentence. Now the complex one says he confessed that he was guilty. Now he confessed, it does not give the complete meaning. So this is a dependent clause, whereas he was guilty is an independent clause. His silence proves his guilty. It's a simple sentence. Now the complex one is the fact that he is silent proves his guilty. So this is a way to convert a simple sentence into a complex sentence. Now the next one, which is conversion of complex sentences to simple sentence. Now how do we convert complex sentences to simple sentence? The complex one is he said that he was innocent. Simple is he declared his innocence. Right? Now the complex one says that you are drunk aggravates your offense. Now the simple one says your drunkenness aggravates your offense. Now complex one is tell me where you live. But if you wanted to make it simple, you'll say tell me your address. Like that. Now the adjective clause, which says he died in the village where he was born, and the simple says he died in his native place. So the place where the boy born, or the place where someone is born, we call it as a native place. So to make it more simple, we have used the word native. Now the moment which is lost forever. You can write it as a lost moment is lost forever. Now the adverb clause. The captain was annoyed that he had no carried out of his order. Simple one is the captain was annoyed at his not having carried out his orders. Complex one is you can talk as much as you like. The simple one is you can talk to your heart's content. So the meaning is same, but still the type of sentences are completely different. Now the next one, these all examples are for your reference and you need to pause the video to read all the examples given. Conversion of compound sentences to complex sentences. So compound is the sentence that have two independent clauses, and complex sentences are the sentences that have one independent with one dependent clause. So search his pockets and you will find the watch. But if you wanted to make it as complex, you'll say if you search his pockets, you will find the watch. Now read the first thing first before the comma. It is if you search his pockets. So this sentence seems incomplete, right? So this is an dependent clause, whereas you will find the watch is an independent clause. Now do as I tell you or you will regret it. So the complex sentence say, unless you do as I tell you, you will regret it. Now the vice versa, which is conversion of complex sentences to compound sentences, right? I am certain you have made a mistake. So a compound sentence says, you have made a mistake, and of this I am certain. I am glad that he has recovered from illness. He has recovered from illness, and I'm glad of it. We can prove that the earth is round. So the compound is, the earth is round, and we can prove it. So yeah, so this is all about this topic. So if we sum up all the ideas that we have seen in this topic, we can summarize that we can convert one form of sentence into another form without changing the meaning of the sentence by changing few words according to the rule. So the clauses plays the main role in transformation of sentences, right? So this is all about today's topic, students. I hope you all understood it well, and I see you soon all. So take care and bye bye.